when Muhammad, the founder of the religion, called out to all Muslims. And that's how he won most of his wars, by saying, I have been ordered, and all believing men have been ordered to attack and kill and maim anyone unless they testify, unless all men testify to the fact that Allah is the one and only, Muhammad is his messenger.
All these concepts were practically introduced and enforced by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the history of mankind. After that, all local customs were respected and they were provided legality, legal protection, local customs. Then fundamental human rights were granted in this constitution. Fundamental human rights were granted in this constitution of Medina on equal basis for Muslims and non-Muslims, for Muslims and Jews, for Jews and their allies. Equal fundamental human rights were granted. Then religious freedom was granted to every single community which became the part of their state. And this constitution states that Holy Prophet ﷺ named one by one all communities and all tribes and all religions which were granted the religious freedom and protection of their local cultures and local laws and customs. Religious freedoms. Then non-Muslim minorities. Non-Muslims were granted the full guarantee of their religion, guarantee of their culture, guarantee of their local law, and guarantee of their customs and traditions.
But there are scholars like Bin Laden who say we have to take.
He's not a scholar by anyone's.
Well, he
measure.
has the greatest following. He has the greatest.
Osama and people like Osama, they are neither the scholars of Islam, nor representatives of Islam, and nor the people who have any kind of authority to declare a degree of jihad for the Ummah.
And what they say, and that's why they're influential, is they challenge every single Muslim individual. Are you a true Muslim? If you are a true Muslim, you live by what the Quran dictates, you follow the example of the Prophet
Right,
Muhammad.
their interpretation,
and those
though.
scholars who insist on that are far more influential, far more powerful than your soft-spoken, wonderful, cuddly scholars.
Well,
Maajid Nawaz.
So, Ayan,
the model given by Taliban, which was never the model of Islam given by Prophet Muhammad in Medina. The model propagated by Osama and his followers is never the model of Islam given by Prophet Muhammad in the state of Medina. And Prophet of Islam and model of Islam preached in Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet. Unfortunately. But the Western world unfortunately takes their declarations as if they talk of Islam. No, they are talking of their own vision, of their own version. It may be Osama's and Taliban's version, but it cannot be taken as the version of Quran. It cannot be taken as the vision of Islam in Quran given by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I have no hesitation in saying these words.
But
don't we get back to one of the core problems which you still haven't addressed, which is the life of Muhammad and his teachings, which is as follows. Is that if a Christian group decides to go back to the teachings of Christ, you know, the worst stuff they find is the Sermon on the Mount of Olives. They can find one verse where Jesus is said, I think the Gospel of St. Matthew to have said, I come not to bring peace but a sword. But the rest of it is all love thy neighbour and all that sort of stuff. If you're a Christian group looking to go back to the sources of Christianity, you just find a lot of, well, hippie stuff for a lot of modern people.
Jerusalem! The faithful city! She that was full of justice has become a harlot! Stop him! No! Have you not heard? Has it not been told you from the beginning?
Let me finish. You are not practicing. You are
Really?
not practicing.
Are
Let
you
me-
Shaykh?
No, but let me say,
let's-
Shaykh, you
let's-
are not practicing.
let's hear what she says.
Wait a minute, I want to
Please, let's
finish.
hear what her point
You are not practicing chapter 2 of the Quran, verse 191 and 193. And slay them wherever you find them, and drive them out of places whence they drove you out, for persecution of Muslims is worse than the slaughter of the non-believers.
The Holy Quran also says, and kill them wherever you find them, and drive them out of the places where they drove you out. For persecution is worse than killing.
You forgot the first part of that verse, brother. Fight in God's cause against those who fight you, but do not commit aggression. God does not love aggressors.
Of the non-believers.
Chapter 2,
You
let
are
there be
not-
no
you
compulsion
are
in
not-
religion.
Yeah.
Chapter
So,
2,
okay,
to
well,
each
that-
community
okay, great.
which is
I
given
love that.
direction as it follows, all of you compete in the performance of
Which
good
proves
deeds.
my point.
So which
very long
point?
time.
We have so many verses. So that's not
Let me say,
a
but that
reliable
proves my
argument.
point.
Let's
That
have one
proves
person
my
speak
point.
at a time, and
If
you will
you
come
read
back.
the peaceful,
Ayan, start again, because I was talking.
that proves my point. If you read from the Quran and you say it's a religion of no compulsion, and you believe that that verse is practiced by a person like you, you will concede that there are other Muslims who will read the verse that I just quoted and be inspired to engage in acts of violence. And by the way, the verse that you just read, it has a latter part that says, except the unbelievers.
Sure, I'm sure every part does, and I can look at the Old Testament.
What?
Ayan and I and people who make some of the points we make are often accused of taking bits of the Quran out of context. I think you've just seen a very good example of it from the other side. I'm not saying that that isn't a good verse to live one's life by. One cannot just simply quote the verse about there being no compulsion in religion as
And
though
you
it
can't
doesn't
quote
have
the other ones either
a
without
follow-on.
context.
It has
As
a
though
follow-on.
it doesn't
So
have
do
a follow-on.
those
And as
ones.
Ayan has just showed you,
As do
it has a
those
follow-on.
You the first thing I choose, but the last thing I need. Girl, I'm stuck on you, so it's so hard to set me free. You the first thing I choose, but the last thing I need. 'Cause you a liar, liar. It was the love, pain, sweat, time that made me stick when I was sick of the lies. The years, tears, smiles, fights. And now that I left you, I cried through the mic. You was quick to slip the slickest lies. I'd be surprised how you get your calm. Next time you admit the seat would hit the sheets, and suddenly we on the bedroom floor. Mama, you was a liar. Yeah, try to call a call, try to leave a time, but I false alarm. It wasn't you the one who did me wrong. Girl, you were.
You just make shit up. You do. You just make shit up.